Hi, I'm Chris Travell and welcome to The Ride. I'm not sure if you had a chance to take a look at the June 25th edition of Automotive News, but if you did, you would have noticed an article that says face value. And really it's a discussion of how effective Facebook is as a marketing and sales tool in our industry. Now, there's lots of numbers floating around about the effectiveness of Facebook, but in order to provide some hard numbers to help you in your analysis and allow you to make a good decision, I wanted to dig into our new vehicle customer study, which is the largest automotive study in North America, to try and look at it from the customer's point of view. How effective, how influential were various sources of information in the buying decision? And what we found, I think, was rather interesting and consistent on both sides of the border, in both the US and in Canada. Let's just cut to our Merits Market Minute and I'll show you what I mean. In our study, we ask customers how influential various sources of information are in their buying decision. And what we found in the US market was only 4.3% said that Facebook was extremely or very important in their decision. It's actually even less for Twitter, at 2.4% falling into that category. Pretty similar results in Canada as well. Only 3.1% saying Facebook was extremely or very important, and only 2.5% falling into that category for Twitter. Now what's interesting is when we look at overall of all the sources of information that customers can use in their buying decision, how does Facebook and Twitter rank compared to everything else? So we asked customers to rank from high to low those sources of information that were most important. Now as we cut to this and roll through the influential sources of information, you'll see where Facebook and Twitter stack up. As you can see, from top to bottom, not real high in the whole scheme of things. In fact, it's right at the bottom in the US market. And I can tell you in Canada, it's pretty similar as well. Now, what about sources of information that caused us to first be interested in the vehicle that we ended up buying? Well, in Canada, we asked this question. We don't ask it in the US, but it was how influential were various sources in first causing you to be interested in the model that you ended up buying. And again, if we cut to this using Canadian data, you can see where it stacks up. If we go right down to the very bottom of the list, that's indeed where we find Facebook and Twitter. So certainly, even though we don't ask the question in the US, I've got to think that the numbers are going to be similar between the two markets. So what does this mean? What does this tell us? Well, as Facebook will acknowledge themselves, they say not to expect quick sale because of Facebook. Rather, it's a brand building kind of exercise. I think Doug Simpson, one of their chief global marketing guys, made this case, and that seems to be the case. However, when we look at both source of information that caused us to buy as well as those that caused us to be interested in the vehicle, unfortunately at this point, Facebook and Twitter really aren't there. Now there are some interesting movements afoot. For example, well, in Jeep's case, they, because of an online petition, their customers encouraged the Altitude version of the vehicle to be available not just in the Grand Cherokee, but across the line. Fiat is giving coupons, giving rebates of $500 to their Facebook community as well. So this is more of a sales tactic, and it will be interesting to see whether or not this pans out. So I hope this gives you some objective information to make your decision. And again, thanks for joining us today on The Ride.